Hey, how's it going everyone? It's OutlawClient here, back once again from the evil clutches of illness. So, I was scrolling through my channel recently, trying to think of a video to create, and trying to get my channel off of life support and all with the whole lack of uploads. Anyways, I felt like it was kinda missing something, and being mostly a fighting game centered channel and all, I thought maybe it was possibly the fighting game series that I invested the most hours into. Even if my earlier days consisted mostly of mashing X and circle. Anyway, that's right, I had to make a Tekken video. Well, specifically Tekken 7 had to happen this time. Now, with everyone and their grandma making a top 5 Season 2 DLC newcomers list, especially after director Harada tweeted mentioning that there's a possible hint at a DLC character reveal at the Tekken World Tour around December the 2nd, I thought I'd take it one step further, or maybe 3 steps, by creating a top 8 Season 2 DLC newcomers list. Why 8, do you ask? Well, I think you're asking too many questions. Anyways, without further ado, sit back, enjoy some of my Day 1 Anna gameplay. I mean, seriously, I don't even think I knew the command for Chaos Judgment at this point. But anyway, let's get right into the list. So while the majority of these 8 characters aren't in any particular order, I did try and group them in 4 distinct groups, and these groups include the frontrunners, the neglected semi-clones, the jokers, and of course the downright bizarre, alongside a few honourable mentions sprinkled in. So first up with the frontrunners, I have Julia Chang. Now, Julia Chang is actually one of those characters that I was very surprised that she wasn't in the base roster, alongside characters like Lei Wulong, but I mean Jackie Chan himself got in, so he's definitely not going to be on this list. But Julia Chang made her first appearance in Tekken 3. Now, one of the reasons why I was so surprised is that she's pretty much a mainstay of a series veteran. She's appeared in nearly all of the mainline Tekken games, with the only exceptions being 1 and 2. But even then, she was replaced by her mother, Michelle. And again, she pretty much had the same fighting style as Julia, so I'd pretty much just call her Julia as well, or maybe the Chang family line. Anyway, the point is, Michelle was only replaced in Tekken 3 because with the timeline it stated how she adopted Julia, so she essentially passed down that torch. But again, I found her a really unique character, alongside being a huge fan favourite with their Chinese martial arts that I won't even try to pronounce. But yeah, definitely looking forward to Julia, or definitely expecting Julia. I don't want to get my hopes up too high. Oh, also, bonus points if they can throw in her JC costume from Tekken Tag. Yeah, spoilers, Julia is JC. Now, next up on the frontrunners, I've decided to go with another very unique character, and this one is Zafina, who's the Egyptian ancient assassin. Now, in contrast to Julia, Zafina's actually only appeared in 1 main series game. Well, I guess 2 if you want to be technical, because there's Tekken 6 and then there's Tekken 6 Bloodline Rebellion, if you want to count them separately. But the point I'm trying to make is that she hasn't really made that many appearances in the series. But again, I honestly think that she's one of the most, or she has one of the most unique movesets out of all the characters. I'd probably say, well, possibly in the entire series. Well, maybe there's one other character that I can think of, but I'll get to them later on. But as I was saying with Zafina, she's actually the only character in Tekken 6 that didn't make the jump over to Tekken 7. You had Bob, Leo, Miguel, and a few other characters as well that all made the jump, but no, Zafina got left behind in the dust, unfortunately. Yeah, sorry guys, I'm just getting flashbacks from the Jesus, she has high crushes for days with her tarantula stance and the scarecrow stance. So many stances. sorry guys, don't worry, I mean, I have a Zafina rehabilitation club, so I mean, if my DLC predictions come true and she comes back again, then I'm always open to you guys. You can always speak. We'll take it one step at a time. We can get over this Zafina crazy playstyle. But yeah, especially if you're a Mishima and you rely on Electric Wind God Fists, you pretty much have to play so differently just because of her high crushing stances. But anyway, that's enough of the main frontrunner characters. An honourable mention, however, goes to Wang Jinrai, or is it Jinrai? Either way, Wang, another character who specialises in a kung fu master with heavy emphasis on parries. Now, Wang is also a character that has appeared in a ton of the previous games. I believe he originated in Tekken 1. He only really missed out on Tekken 3 and 4, but other than that, he was in all of the main series games. Now, I have to admit, I know that he originally did have a very similar moveset to Michelle in some of the earlier games, but I think that over the years he's sort of differentiated enough to have his own unique take, or an own unique character, and I definitely feel like he'd fit into the cast really well. Again, he's another character that I didn't play too much, but I think he's, as I said, I just like seeing a variety of unique different playstyles. Definitely attract more players overall. But yeah, speaking of characters that had semi movements, or semi movesets, let's move on to the next category, and for that I have the neglected semi-clones. Now, starting off with the neglected semi-clones, we have Kunimitsu. Now, I can imagine that many people won't even recognize who this character is, because Kunimitsu actually only made, well, 2 main series appearances. I know she did appear in some of the spin-off titles as well, but her main 2 appearances are Tekken 1 and Tekken 2. Now, she's a semi-clone just because she has, or she had a very similar moveset to Yoshimitsu. Again, she did have some of her unique things, but some of them were borrowed from Yoshimitsu, and it did make sense because her whole backstory is that she's from the same Manji clan as Yoshimitsu, and she pretty much is a rival since she was a thief. She messed up the whole thing for the clan, and she tried to escape and everything, and so on and so on. Story stuff. But as I said, she was a really interesting character, and probably one of the quickest, most nimble characters in the series. She was quick and nimble, and definitely a character that I'd love to try out again. I tried to play as a bit in the tag series, but I never really took it to the next level. I didn't learn any of the frame data and stuff, but in some of the earlier games her frame data was pretty good because she was such a quick character. So yeah, definitely a character I'd love to see again. Next up, we have a character that I was sort of debating putting in this. I was maybe going to put them in the front runners, and this one is Armored King. Now, I know again at first glance Armored King may seem like a semi-clone of King, but I think especially in his later iterations he definitely has a playstyle which differentiates a lot from King. Especially, King is probably my most played character in Tekken, so I definitely know there's quite a huge difference. And the thing is that whereas King is more of a strong grappler, he has a lot of chain grabs and stuff like that, Armored King is more so a rushdown character, a high pressure rushdown character, and his long combo chain grabs are replaced with I believe it's like an uppercut, pretty much moves that complement his rushdown playstyle, but a more aggressive rushdown playstyle I should say. But yeah, this is more specifically Armor King 2, because in the first version of Armor King his brother was killed, and of course his younger brother or his older brother passed down the torch, or I should say I believe Armored King 2 actually took on his role. I don't know if his... I need to go back and check my Tekken lore. Either way, what I'm trying to say is that Armored King 2 has a very unique playstyle in comparison to normal King, and again, at first glance he might seem like a clone, but is far from it, I'd say. So, without dwelling on that too long, let's move on to the next section, which is the Jokers. Now, for these joke characters, we have 2 very distinct characters. I'm sure one of these will be very recognizable to most people that have played Tekken 3 onwards, and that is of course the wooden man himself, Mokujin, or wooden woman if you use the ultimate costume. Either way, Mokujin is pretty much random selected character. Now, I know you might be saying, look, what is wrong with you, Outlaw? Just use the random select button. We really don't need him. But I think Mokujin has a real charm to him. I mean, he first made his appearance in Tekken 3, and he's been in quite a few games since. I was quite surprised that his absence in Tekken 7, because, well, he makes his slight cameo appearance, and the character side select. When you want to choose to be left to play on the left or the right side, you will see a silhouette of Mokujin. But I mean, guys, that's just not enough. We need the wooden man himself. We need him in as a playable character. It's always cool seeing wooden wings and wooden sword and just wood in general, and I think I'm getting too far into this wood stuff. So yeah, without further ado, well, I'd love to see that character is what I'm trying to say, but without further ado, let's just move on to the next character. Now, for the next Joker character, we have the one, the only, Dr. Bosconovich. Now, I know as I mentioned that name, I know a lot of you might be getting PTSD, or you know, from his first playable appearance, which I believe was Tekken 3. Now in Tekken 3 he couldn't really do much. I mean, he had quite a few moves and hidden moves and stuff, but he was mostly grounded. And again, if you thought Zafina was a high crush nightmare, then jeez, Dr. Bosconovich is in another league, because most of the time he will be on the ground. Although at minimum, bare minimum, you could go into like a crouching state, and pretty much he was a joke character because he had moves that damaged himself. I was sort of debating putting him into the semi-clone category, but I think he fits more of the joke section. I know he has like the meditating stance that Yoshimitsu has and the teleport and everything, but yeah, I found him a really interesting character. Now, fast forward to Tekken Tag Tournament 2 Time for Tea Time version, Dr. Bosconovich can actually stand up, and you know, none of that falling down stuff. Well, you can choose to fall down in this stance, but it's not like an automatic fall like in the previous game when you're forced to be grounded. Again, I thought he was a really, really wacky character, one of my personal favourites in Tag 2, and I don't know, maybe it's just my Boscono bias acting up again, I don't know. And yeah, I apologise, I'll never say that joke again, that was terrible. Now, moving on to the final choice, which is the downright bizarre. Now, maybe not as bizarre as a lot of people think, maybe not as bizarre as a fighting bear and panda, but for my next choice I wanted to mention Alex, the boxing dinosaur. Now, the thing is that before the game released, we had a few of the producers mentioned that there was a whole situation with kangaroos being punched. Yeah, I know that sounds kind of weird, but if you've seen the viral video where a man protects his dog from a kangaroo by punching it in the face, it didn't quite go down too well with the whole animal welfare places. Peter, I'm looking at you. But again, I mean, I don't encourage punching kangaroos unless, and this is a big unless, it's in Tekken. You know, we need a punching, fighting, boxing kangaroo in the King of Iron Fist tournament. But anyway, like I was saying, well, I know I mentioned Alex, but I was talking about Roger Jr. there. I meant Roger Jr. But what I was going to say is that if that couldn't work out, then we could most definitely use a fighting, real-life boxing, prehistoric dinosaur. And I was going to go with Gon, another high crush nightmare, but I was sort of thinking maybe Alex, the dinosaur that more closely resembles Roger Jr. I mean, he was even Roger Jr.'s partner in a Tag Tournament 2, so again, their similarities are, well, uncanny. Anyway, I'd definitely love to see one of the two. If Roger Jr. can't make it, then I'd definitely love to see Alex make an appearance as well. But anyway, those are all of the characters, or all of the DLC characters that I think might make an appearance. I was going to go on to the whole brand new character designs alongside possible guest characters, but I mean, with guest characters I saw Akuma and I was kind of shocked. But then I was thinking, oh, well, you know, maybe they're testing it out for Tekken Cross Street Fighter, if that ever comes out this decade. But yeah, I thought that was a test. And then Geese Howard came out and I thought, okay, it's getting a bit strange, you know, more projectiles, but you know, he's a fighting game character. And then Noctis appeared and I was completely shocked because I was absolutely sure that he was going to appear in the next Soul Calibur game, but obviously not. And then everything was thrown out the window when Negan was announced for Season 2, so yeah, I think I'll stay far away from that territory. But I mean, if anything, maybe a Yakuza character. I know that's been highly requested by fans. But anyway, before this video gets too long, how long have I been recording for? Jesus, like nearly 13 minutes now. But anyway, yeah, those are my character selection choices. Now, were there any major characters? Of course, I couldn't fit every character in only 8 slots, but I mean, if there were any characters that you think or feel that were missed or stand a good chance that, you know, just a character I didn't discuss in this video, just definitely leave a comment down below, because there are a ton of other characters that I'd love as well, but these were just the first characters that came to mind in terms of a unique playstyle and everything. Anyway, thanks again for watching. If you enjoyed this video, please subscribe if you haven't already, and of course leave a like if you're interested in seeing more videos. And of course I will be having some more videos coming up soon. I mean, honestly, I'm going to go on a Smash Brothers Ultimate, pretty much uploading that all day, all night, as soon as that game comes out. Well, that's as long as I'm not glued to the screen. Anyway, this is getting long once again, so I want to say thanks again for watching, and I'll see you guys next time. Peace out.